Go away, bird. Hate seagulls, are evil. I'm at Home Hardware in Trinent. I've been away out buying stuff. I don't know if you can see that. There's some plasterboard and some chip OSB. Yesterday I had it was a life-changing experience. I stared into the abyss and the abyss stared back. I removed the toilets from the Scout Hall. I mean, what I mean by that is I took the toilet pans off the drain, where you. Now I know that in the Scout Hall, no one ever goes for a jobby in the Scout Hall because it's the Scout Hall and it's not pleasant. But I don't know if you can see, but if you look into my eyes, yeah, I think you can see that they're haunted because each time, and I had to wrestle the toilet because it was jammed in there, the drain thing. I had to wrestle it off. It was a job, and it actually involved hugging the toilet pan. I can't lie, it feels as if well, I mean, that was bad enough having to hug the toilet pan, but then I tried not to look down the hole to which the toilet pan was connected, but it was difficult. You have to look, don't you, really? You have to look, you have to just look, you can't not look, really. So I looked, and it's as if some essential part of my soul has left. I don't know how many of you have got dogs at home, but do you know, dogs never do anything wrong deliberately. They don't know when they're doing things wrong, and when they do and you shout at them and they look at you with such reproach and disappointment and confusion, and they have a look in their eye, when they go to their basket or their box, they have a look in their eye, and it's like they just don't know what they've done wrong. They just don't know. That small part of my soul is in the corner of the room looking at me in that same way. In that way, a dog's eyes, filled with reproach, looks at you and asks, "Why are you doing this to me? Why? What have I done? What did I do to deserve this? I didn't do anything wrong." So that small part of my soul is currently in the corner of a room somewhere internally, looking at me in exactly the same way. I never ever want to look down those holes ever again, but I know I'm going to have to because I've got new toilets to put onto them. But I've got other things that I need to do before that, which is why I'm going into Home Bargains in Trinent. I need to go and buy some. I need to learn how to plaster, I can't lie. I still haven't got a clue what I'm doing, but how hard can it be? I'm going in there anyway. I'm going to get my face mask and I'm going to go in and buy some trowels or something. I don't really know. A spade, I don't know. I'm actually surprised that I've got the courage to even come back into this building after the harrowing experience I had previously. I'll just show you a little bit about, I mean, it seems fair that if I had to look at it then so should you. That was the other thing I did up there. You can't really see it because it's too late, but there was a big bit of finger here. It was all squint, so I got some like mortar cement type stuff and patched it. Looks alright. If the hall falls down, don't worry, I've risk assessed it. We've got a written risk assessment in the drawer somewhere. It's mostly a figment of my imagination. However, I have thought about it, and I'm fairly sure that if anyone walks through the door, nothing will fall on their head. Yeah, fairly sure. Important to have a face mask on, obviously not on your chin. The plaster dust is not great to breathe in, so face mask. The other thing you might have noticed is this ladder here when I've been walking around. Probably accessing, well, definitely accessing the pipe work, which we've actually done up there. We've actually put the new pipes in to go in from the back cupboard hatch, just a pain in the arse. So we just cut a hole in the roof. The plaster here is all going to have to get skimmed and replaced, so that isn't a massive issue. I say that to myself, and I've convinced myself that it's not a massive issue. It might be a massive issue. I don't think it is. We can just patch it, it's fine. We'll just leave it. It can be like a... Not with the toilets written off, that's a bit creepy. Right, okay, let's get on with this plaster stuff. So over here we have our new toilets. We're going to just use the existing toilets, but to be honest, and also I dropped a breeze block on the boys one, so it broke anyway. That was a revelation getting that. It just felt it was, no, I don't want to talk about it. The point is that we decided just to get new toilets. So this rule that you all seem to have about not going for a poo in the Scout Hall, you will go for a poo because these are brand new, right? You will use these, we will get our money's worth, no questions. 800 quid for new toilets. You will use these, mark my words. Bear in mind this whole wall is going to get skimmed, so that's going to get covered up. That seemed to work. I think there's a big difference between filling a big hole like that, like a gap, and actually skimming a wall. I think there's real skill involved in that, and I really don't. I'm going to have a go because, you know, that's what life is about, isn't it? So I'll have a go, but I think we might have to get professionals in to do that. But we'll see. Maybe I've got a knack. Maybe it's like a thing. Maybe that's a hidden talent that I've got. Gosh knows I've been looking for some sort of hidden talent for, well, all my life and not really found it, so I don't think this is it. I really don't. So quick catch up on where we are. The hall is still a tip, still a massive tip. But what we've been doing is we've got some soundproofing here, and stuff really builds up. We've boxed in the, kind of, you can see that way down there. We've boxed in the door, soundproofing in. In here, I think you've seen that. And behind me is where the door was. You can see it's all plastered up, so I need to glue a bit of, I learnt on YouTube, so it's definitely going to work. Is you can use this. So it's just expanding spray foam glue. This little bit of plasterboard here is for the gap. I'm still here. It's like you're all back at school. It's a new weekend towards the end of August, I think. Toilets are coming along. Cleaner's covered, it's all framed in. We've got all this stuff. We've got the beading on, corner beading on. I think that's on, right? 1, 2, 3 cubicles all framed in. Bit of a guddle, but it works. Other cubicle over here, we've got the pipe work sorted out, we know what we're doing with that. We're not putting a sani flow jobby chopper thing in, we're just going to put a pipe in because we reckon there's enough of a drop for it to, not that you ever do that in the hall, it turns out. Anyway, money's worth. Get our money's worth this time. Right, okay, so there was a slight change of plan. The wall that I had planned to plaster, this one here behind me, I needed to paint it again down there with that glue stuff, so I didn't do that one. You can kind of see why plastering is a profession in and of itself. What a pain in the... All I did, and I've been here since midday, it's getting on for 6 o'clock, and all I've really done is that wall. So I mean, it's an alright site. Look at the state of me as well. I'm totally covered and I've got more on the floor, or as much on me on the floor as I got on that wall. God, I've got a headache as well because I was concentrating that hard. All of these walls are going to need skimmed, and that's all I've done there is skimmed that. So, you know, I think probably I've not even done it enough yet. I think I need to put more than 2 coats on. I scooshed water on it and used my flexi trowel thing that I got, but really all of this has to be like the floor. It's clarty. I'm clarty, and I've got my good shoes on as well. I forgot to put my old shoes on. Dang, Gore-Tex boots. Not ruined, but I think I'm going to have to get someone in because it needs to. I mean, I know it's a scout hall, but even the scout hall has standards and I don't meet them, so. Right, good, I'm going to go home for a lie down. My back's killing me. Not a plasterer. Not a plasterer. Dug that bird out of that bush in the background. Just like flew in and like it rattled and kind of shook, and then it came out the other side with a bird, which it's now eating.